by coldzera there, manages to get the spray control towards the connector. Now it's a 2-on-2 situation with two of the deadliest players in the world up against Oscar and Sunny. coldzera and Fur sticking together in the connector. Got plenty of time here. They are very good at finding any sort of entry point to a bomb site here. Will be Sunny at the A ramp. That's a great position. He'll be able to listen out for the plant, coordinate with Oscar when to rotate in. They have lost track of them for now at least, but they're going through CT spawn. This is the kind of play I'm talking about. Who would ever guess this would be coming through all the way towards B? Oscar's still aware this could be a possibility, but he'll be focusing primarily, I guess, on the apartments right now, the AWP.
Clever tactics.
That's just so good.
Get in behind them. They'll guarantee the bomb plant. I mean,
Oscar is ready.
I say guarantee. If Oscar hits two stupendous shots, and he's considering it.
If they try to go for an open plant towards short, he wins.
Well, smoke's mid-sight. He now knows they're there for sure, but that guarantees the plant. They can get toward bench as well if they wanted to with that smoke down. They still don't know that he's on short. In fact, putting that smoke is going to disallow them from getting that information as well. They're going to work this together. Sunny's going to rotate around and work with Oscar. They've got one to find. That is it. Oscar does the work to find Fur all on his own. It's coldzera, though. The one that remains. One kill already in the rounds. Kits on both players, so forget that. Time, not so much a factor. They've got plenty of it to work with. Cold refuses to show face. The smoke down, Oscar should know they haven't checked to effect. He'll spot Sunny, but Sunny wins the duel. Clean as well, 41 HP left. 5-5 game.
Yeah, it's as close as it gets now. Back and forth every round. Close and could go either way, but it looks like finally SK might have to take a full eco here. I'll have about $3,000 per player, maybe a little bit more with first 4,500. But still, Mouse Sports now with 3 rounds in a row. Looking great here in the clutch situations as well. I thought Oscar was done for them midway towards the B side, but he is very patient. Looks to one on crossing towards the kitchen. That's a key position in that area. If the T's getting towards kitchen when you got the bomb down there and stop the rotations, so it was impossible to win the round. He just watches that angle, make sure he gives Sunny information that that can't happen, nails the shot, and they retake together. And coldzera, normally so good in those clutches, can't do anything about it. Aggressive play now, it's going to be good, or is it? It's going to be Oscar to answer back with Phelps now with the AK-47. Amazing work there. He manages to find 3 kills in total. Let's set them up for a 3 versus 2 now. Remember, this is an eco. All of a sudden, it falls apart. Now, Rob's left in a difficult position with Taco coming out of the palace.
Rob's to the corner to hold with the M4. Needs to be undetected in this position. The problem is that even if they head toward A, Taco's eventually going to cross that position unless he wants to hold for Palace in the post plant.
It's the one round you don't really want to do the aggressive play on the CT side. Knowing they've gone for a partial buy or even eco, you're trying to hold up, make them do the hard work. You've gone to them and thrown yourself in the blender, and Phelps shows us he's still a world-class fragger there. That was beautiful work at the CZ. Upgrade to the AK, finds 2 key frags at that weapon. Still a lot of work to do here. Rob's deadly in these sort of positions. M4A4 in hand, but you can see the trifecta around him. CT spawn, Palace, and connector. That's where the bomb resides, and Robs has no information to work with. He's going to go down. He might get 1 kill out of this.
Ooh, first tag though.
Wait.
The fact that Sticko's come into this, because now they try and rush the issue, and it's just Cold remaining yet again. 1 versus 1 at least this time. He's found Sticko. It's the AWP to work with. He has the bomb. He has time to get to B as well. Rops doesn't actually hold to watch the connector position because he didn't know the Cold was still in that angle, or at least available to him, so it's going to be a race to get there. How quickly can he get there after the bomb goes down, because Cold's going to be relatively open. Oh, just missed the chance to spot him as well, going toward the bench.
Push that smoke. coldzera is just hoping he won't be doing this, so
He will. It's Rops. Through already with the M4. Not aware though that Cold is to the right. So this time, after losing the last clutch in B, Cold gets the advantage. Doesn't look elated by it because they still have work to do. 6-5, and money's not amazing on either side, to be fair.
here's that play from Phelps. Great spray control. The transfer towards the connector after picking up the first kill with the CZ. Aggressive play from the CTs. Usually a nice thing to throw in there when you know they're kind of trying to counter what you're presenting, your defaults and your setups. But when they've got CZ, you know they've broken their money. Not the best call in my opinion at that point.
How many times have you said Fallen's name this game?
Almost 0. Yeah, like he's only to point out he's only on 3 for 5 right now.
Another player that's commonly near the top. 3 players from the SK lineup in the top 10.
Absolutely.
I think Fallen was number 6, if I'm not mistaken. For number 4. For number 3, excuse me, and then
Nico 2 and
Cold number 1.
Yeah.
Who's Nico, anyway?
You'll probably find out as the tournament develops, I'd imagine.
Was more speaking from Mouse Sports perspective on that one.
Yeah, well, that's it's kind of funny though. Everyone wrote Mouse Sports off completely after Nico left, and I guess rightly so at that point when they had Speedy and Dennis in. Like, it was.
I think it's the beauty of having nothing to lose, though.
Yeah,
it's like you said, they picked up players that you wouldn't have expected, and it's worked out very well for them. And not many teams would have taken the chance for them. Fallen, yeah, not
looking sharp today.
No, losing that duel, especially when both players missed shots, and the Oscar still comes out on top.
Just a poor peak in general. The movement wasn't really there. Expecting to be really on point with that sort of play, but this is an Eco, remember. It's just Oscar with the AWP. He finds the first kill, and Taco struggled his position before. He went for the full wall bang, but I think he checks this at this stage. Oh, I thought he would strike as soon as he hit the Molotov thrown. Taco, not sure if he's there or not. Doesn't want to walk around the corner and check it. Spraying in now, but his teammate will take care of that angle, and this should be the round. But double orbs now for the CTs. I'll probably give it a little go. Maybe not so much now as one of those orbs does go down. It's going to be Oscar dropped by coldzera. Sticker towards spawn, but finds him and actually finds the secondary AWP as well. So that's going to be round over. 7-5. Remember, this was pretty much an eco.
Taco, good find on Rops. Just Chris to find. Just the pistol. I take that back. AWP.
Yeah, they did buy that this round.
Exactly.
It was a full eco with a bit of added spice with the sniper rifle. Oscar definitely the sort of player that can spiral out of control. You give him a chance, he gets that first pick, but looking for a little bit more out of that one. Now Chris J desperately holds on to the sniper rifle. They'll try and get that out of his hands if they can. Probably sacrifice one more player.
Oh, I don't think he spotted Taco. So Taco's actually already at the window, but you're right. Maybe he did see him. Certainly does. Goes back for it. And they get him down to the end. It's a bit costly, but SK taking around 7-5. Costly is fine as well going into round 13. Getting any gun out of their hands is beneficial.
Yeah. Close
the half as strong as you can.
Yeah, Fallen just not showing up here at all. Getting bullied by Oscar. 7-5 though. There is a buy available for the CTs, but not much of one, I have to say. M4s. The AWP comes out, but no one's got a helmet. That's actually not a big deal. There's no SMGs available. But the lack of utility. Sunny and Robson, no grenades whatsoever. They're going for an aggressive play here. Rightly so. Oscar hits a wonderful shot towards top of middle. Sunny can't replicate that form. coldzera takes him down. Equal trade certainly favours the terrorist side here. Chris J, though, this is a brave move from him. Going against coldzera, but he rises to the occasion. Matt takes him down. What a hell of a shot that was.
Cold didn't have a helmet, though. That could have been interesting against M4s. Look at Mouse Sports. Step back up with guns. Oscar to take out Fallen. It's all defer. Versus 4. Can't he get Oscar? I thought he had the jump on him, but couldn't even line that up, and it's 7-6. Mouse Sports are in this every bit of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Oscar, like we said yesterday, didn't look his best, but this is much better today. You see his team going aggressive at the very start. Taco, that's a bit of a miss from him. He had plenty of time to nail that shot. Chris J, though, he certainly delivered. What a beautiful way to take down coldzera. Oscar, even more so. AWP through the smoke, finds Fur. I was about to say, surely it's an eco, but we are going all in on the SK side. Galils, AKs, Deagles. I was about to say, that normally dictates follow execute, but they will be throwing a smoke towards the steps. They are having 3 players there in total as the first half comes to a close. Smoke towards CD spawn, so Voldemort throwing. It will be Taco to throw it towards the steps. coldzera just watching for anyone pushing at this point. Gun out, I'd imagine. Yeah, watching for a palace push. Smoke's deployed. The bomb is there as well. 2 players towards the underpass. So an A-split coming in. Flashbang from Rops to set himself up for the play here. Trying to catch them as they come out of the choke point itself. Good Molotov. That holds them at bay for a long time. Those smokes almost useless by the time they actually get out.
Pop flash to check Cat this time. They've been struggling to get control there. Never mind Catwalker. Short being the issue. It's inside the A side directly. Look at Mouse Sports. 2 straight rounds just slaughtering SK. Yeah,
looking very good now. They had a rough start to this game. The financial situation was spiraling out of control. But then they had that spree of winning 3 rounds in a row. They got themselves right back in this game. A couple of difficult wins in terms of no utility. No real weaponry, but managing to go aggressive, and Oscar stepping up with the AWP. It's got them right back in this game. Looking to win the half now. Remember, that was a force buy from SK. Not the best of one, as we'll be just having pistols on number 15 here. Mouse almost certainly going to be winning the half, but you never know. SK always going to be deadly here. Just to follow Fallen's story, we have to point out the star players and they don't perform as well. 3 for 8 is going to run number 15 for him. Taco, 8 for 11.
Somehow staying alive a lot and all of that, but yeah, not getting kills. Chris J has looked very sharp on the AWP.
It's when the AWP has been such a huge storyline for Mouse Sports and Oscar's looked so good, you have to look at Fallen. He's the AWP for the side to see what went wrong there and how he wasn't fragging at all for them.
So Cold limited again toward mid with Fur beside him, but again, the smoke down, and Chris already pushed up on short. There's not really anywhere for them to go. There's nowhere for them to go. Sonny catches them off, and Chris is going to push up. Now, awkward exchange. He has to fall away from that angle. Got tagged down to 12 HP. A clean sweep of the last 3 rounds for Mouse Sports. Sticko's going to take Cold. 1 kill in the last 2 rounds, make it now 2 kills in the last 3 rounds. Taco, fair enough, but he'll go down. Oscar the kill, 8-7. Mouse Sports winning the half. That's super impressive.
Yeah, what a rough game that was for both sides. No one really comfortable there throughout the half. That was really tight. Every round felt like he went down to a 1 versus 1. So many clutches coming forward. It was Fur, Cold, Zera doing everything they could in those clutches. Same story for Oscar, Sonny as well. No one really running away with this game so far. Oscar certainly showing us what he's made of there. But Pistol going to be very important here. As ever, remember, it was SK that got 3-0 in the first half after winning a very convincing Pistol. Taco padding the stats there. He was never going to win that round, but 2 nice shots. Put his confidence up going into the next half. And they'll take the 2 minutes here, I think, just to work out, SK especially, not having the full team here. They're going to just make sure they triangulate themselves correctly here. Going to Pistol, do they go aggressive? Do they know what Mouse Sports going to do? No one knows. I'll have a look at the buys at least. I can report back on that. SK with 4 sets of armor. Taco, the support player, of course, with the defuse kit, a couple of flashbangs. Fallen in player with the P2000.
Interesting stat. Last 5 majors, they've been 2-0. This would be the first time they would go 1-1.
That's a very good stat. And on the Mouse Sports side, we'll have a look. They haven't fully bought just yet. 2 sets of armor so far. I will report as and when that. I'll make sure I keep you all up to date.
Thank you.
With the developments of the round.
I need your guidance, Henry.
Well, if I'm your guide, then you're in a lot of trouble.
It's better than me guiding myself. The blind leading the blind, but we'll get there eventually.
But there's Oscar. Like I said, you get 2 minutes officially to use at half-time. You're allowed to talk, and that's like a tactical timeout for both teams. You can cancel if you want to. Both teams are ready to go. You can just not use any time at all, get straight into it. But in this sort of game, a lot on the line here. 2-0 is very tantalizing. In this stage of the tournament, why not? Take the time and work out what you're going to do. Before buy comes in for Mouse Sports. 4 sets of armor. No, I was about to say no upgraded pistol, but Rob's gone Superman mode. He's got a P250 and armor. Chris J was the player that dropped that. He'll have a smoke and a flashbang to go with his naked body. No armor for him.
Put some clothes on. It's against the Twitch terms of service.
It's absolutely true.
No shirt TV. Remember that guy?
Yes.
Well, he has to call himself Tarek. Who would want to name themselves that?
Aggressive from Fur at the start there. He knows Oscar's going to be waiting around, but it's an A execution, and Phelps, he will have players all in front of him. Can't deliver more than one though. Fur stepping up and Fallen. Quiet game so far. Can he make that PT pass to anything?
Oh my God.
Scrappy at best, but Sonny comes out on top. He'll certainly be dropped here. Taco takes him down. 2 versus 2.
Even a jumping burst Glock just to hit 1 bullet, and it didn't land. That certainly does from Chris J. Now, Fur goes down. Chris is the player that didn't have the armor, and he wins that duel cleanly, so job well done by him. I think Taco spotted him still in the sight and erased him. So is he erased to Rops. That's brilliant shot to Rops as he peeks from Palace.
How calm was that from Taco? Brilliant stuff. Comes in, confident as you like, with the defuse kit on his back, and he manages to hit the first shot. 2 crispy 1 bullets there to win out the round, and you probably heard it through our microphones. SK elated with that one. Both pistols going in their favor now. Taco showing us that he can frag with the best of them. Great stuff there. No pressure on the defuse. Oh, look at that. Loves it. Fist bump. A little bit of a smile on his face there. Bit smug, but I like it a lot. Timeout from Mouse Sports.
Better to be smug than look like a mug.
That's true.
I just made that one up. It's terrible. But he won the round, so he's no mug, is he?
Absolutely true. Wow. Oh, Mouse Sports are going to force by Matthew. This is a big call to make. Do or die time. I can see the AK-47. This is why they take the pause, just to work out where are we going at this one. They buy 1 AK so far. Presumably they go all in. Chris J drops the AK to Robs. He buys head armor. the rest of them, you need a bit more firepower than this. It's called the tactical purchase. You get 1 AK and nothing else. I don't think Glock's no armor is going to be enough to really cause a dent. So I guess at this stage they will go for that. The idea is Robs will just try and weaken them up. If he gets 2 or 3 kills and they get the AKs into the next round, they're going to be really weak on money. I was hoping for maybe even P250s or Deagles just to kind of go with the AK. I don't really see this causing a massive amount of disturbance in the defense, but you never know. If Robs can find 2 kills, get a bomb down, that could be something.
It'd be remarkable if you were able to find angles on the MP9 players. I don't know, some small satanic portion of me thinks he can do it.
We'll see. It's all about finding kills. They're unlikely to win the rounds, but if Robs can get 1 or 2 in a bomb plant, it means their AK buy to the next will be amazing. If he can save the AK, that'll be even better.
So Taco and Cold together on B. Taco's been desperately trying to spray through the kitchen window for about a minute. Oscar to mid. Fur's actually still considering the window. That puts just Fallen and Phelps together in the site. MP9. Fallen only gets... Okay, does get 2. Take that back. Excuse me. I thought he only got 1. Robs took him down immediately. The fact that he gets 2 strengthens Phelps' position considerably. Flash in from his teammate. He peeks, but he has to hit that shot, surely. As Fur makes up for it. Well played. 2 for the MP9 is him as well, and Cold comes in. All 3 MP9s, excuse me, get the kills, so therefore they all get the cash reward as well.
It'll be Chris J's we're going to Deagle and armor. The rest of his teammates will have AKs. That wasn't as good as they were hoping for. 2 kills is fine. It does make SK weak going to the next round, but they'll still be able to bring up rifles. Fallen, yes, 2 frags is enough in that position, and Rob's showing us that he can be deadly in these particular scenarios. Flashbang doesn't phase him, it seems. 9 to 8. Like I said, Chris J with a pistol gets with the Tech 9. Interesting enough, a weapon we don't see that much of these days. 2 MP9s though for coldzera and Fur. Strong buy from Outsports, and Fur will take some damage there from the flames. Down to 69 he goes.
So I need to push in through smoke, take catwalk. Actually, he's going to hold inside of the smoke, wait for Chris to get a little bit closer and the window smoke to be thrown. So now that they both are, he'll work Fur. Oh, does he see him? Yep, I think just barely spotted the feet. Desperate spray, but that costs him. MP9 and the AK sees all the bullets firing toward him and quickly figures out where they're coming from, pinpoints it, gets the kill. Fallen. Looks at jungle stairs. Re-smoke from Phelps as well to watch top connector. Taco's rotated to get outside of the vent at window. Oscar's inside that vent. Phelps has nowhere to go because of it. Taco does get 1 kill, but it's too late. They've already opened up connector, so into the site, Fallen alone, and we've talked about his contribution in this game. Just to avoid the flash, goes for the spam toward the planter. No kills so far. Taco gets Chris. But Fallen not even getting aggressive as you might expect he normally does in these situations.
3 versus 3. The bomb is down. Mousesports now sit back and wait as Fallen starts to come to life. Nice shot with the AWP. His teammates rotating in from CD Spawn and jungle, but there is a fly in the ointment. Sunny waits towards the connector. Now won't be the full defuse. They have got kits available, but they're hoping to bait out
the wrong way.
The terrorists, and Robs comes through. They're not looking at the A-Ram whatsoever. The incendiary is late at this point, and now it's going to make things very confusing. Mousesports got this all day long. Sunny, go for the diffuser.
What? Just Cold hit that. Oh, Robs just barely. He had to stand in flames to do it.
God, Sunny has made some interesting decisions throughout this half, but that one almost cost him. He just gets the diffuser there, it's done. But he wanted to focus so much on that first kill that he let himself be taken down by coldzera.
Cold hit a nice shot, but you're right, it didn't even need to be the exchange.
Yeah, nothing happened. He just, if he takes on the diffuser, it's over. Luckily, Rob steps up there and does stand in the flames and find it. What a game this is turning out to be, though.
9-9. Well set for an execution, at least it seems, toward A. So Mousesports win that round, but they don't bring a lot to the table. 3 UMPs, a Deagle for Stiko, and an AK-47 for Rops.
Yeah, it's not looking too good now. Execute coming through from Mousesports. Both teams, once again, just no money to work with. This was the storyline in the first half. As the smokes are deployed, set himself up a little pathway towards the A-bomb side there. And will be Fallen ready and waiting with the CZ, but surely he goes down in a horrible position to be in, but manages to make it work. Finds Chris J in the smoke towards Malik, buys him some time, but not for long. Cold Zero, though, coming to life from the ticket booth. It will be a 3 versus 2. He is playing out of his mind right now. Bomb will be down, and it's up to Sticker to try and rotate in and help out Robs there.
For to take out Sticko successfully. So SK, heavy lead. And we talked about how little mouse boards brought to the table last round. Well, it's only going to be worse in the next one because a single round, although only 2 built up, and now what will be a reset. Both teams are extremely low because of the early buy. Earlier buy, we should say. Helps will do what he can with 29 seconds, but don't expect him to go for the round at this point in time. That AK is valuable.
Or Rob's now.
Was he? I think he's I think he's the first Estonian player to play in a major. We almost had 2 this time around with HS.
HS, yeah. I'm not sure. I'd really have to think about it. I think he probably is, but I couldn't confirm. But Robs will survive with the AK-47. He doesn't get any money to the next round, and that is not good news. His teammates are really struggling. They're on first take loss bonus now. It's been a really back and forth game. No one running away with the momentum. There will be an AK save, though, and that's what they went for before. Full eco with Robs on the AK-47. They know it can be deadly, but they can't really justify much investment around him. Robs with this $300 in his back pocket. His teammates can't really do much more than Glocks here. They'd love to bring maybe PT-50s or Deagles, but still the money is so low, they can't really justify it. So, all down to Robs. I'm sure we'll see a lot of Robs cam this round. Chris J will be behind him. They have 1 flashbang. They'll probably throw the Glock players in first and set up the human shield for Robs. The cannon fodder. If he can find 1 or 2 kills and get a bomb plant down, that'll be a very successful round. All things considered.
So he goes first. They know the AK's up, they know where it is. First shot does not land close. Nice light, no cigar. It's Fallen that still plays back towards CT. Catching up, 7 kills now for him. Shots out, boost as well. They're trying to get every angle possible towards CG stairs because they want that opened up so they get the bomb down.
Oof,
because they don't have any utility to cover off where Phelps is playing. Rops is certainly manning up with the rifle, but he's not getting anything done, unfortunately.
Does some damage towards Phelps, but Fallen very calm and not overextending. Bomb planted is tremendously good for mouse spots. I didn't expect that to happen. No frags exchanged, but SK is playing a very calm and calculated game here. Certainly going to be a very strong Deagler, and he might be able to cause some damage here. He does get 1. The Cold Zero comes into the fray and finds 3 kills in total. Shuts the round down. They're getting fired up over in the SK camp now. You can hear them to our left.
27 kills for Cold. He leads the way significantly. Next closest is actually Oscar on 17. 11 rounds SK. Much to do with Cold showing up. We said that as well. If they watched yesterday, yeah, okay, they could have taken some information, downloaded some information from what SK brought to the table against Space Soldiers, but Cold was the absent one in that game. He's not today.
Absolutely not. Timeout for Mouse Sports here. Bomb down. They need to work out how they're going to operate in this buy. Rob's still only on $3,000. The rest of them definitely can buy. They can even bring out the AWP if they want. They're averaging about $4,600. A couple of them have 5k. Robs can still afford Galil and armor. But they're going for a partial buy with the looks of things. They're not going to fully commit here. They want to have absolutely everything. Firing on all cylinders. Oh, okay. No, I take it back. So Oscar just goes to the Deagle. He leaves himself 3,700. The other guys are going for 3 AKs. So they're going to leave Oscar enough money to buy the orb going forward and hope that they can do some of these AKs here. Get another bomb down, perhaps. This is a different approach. Oscar definitely could have got AK and armor with this.
So both HS and actually Robs played in the last major because HS was still with Penta at the time.
That's right. Okay.
So Chris J holding patiently outside of A main. He'll go back towards spawn, and they'll take the bomb that direction as well. A large portion of that decision comes down to the fact that Oscar's already up toward B, toward this kitchen position, but he gets taken down by Taco. Now what's their call going to be? Because suddenly their information is gone. Still, though, they'll put pressure in the excuse me, I was going to say banana inside of the B apartments. Taco's rotated off it, so they'll leave Fallen to B. In fact, he's going to rotate back to checker. So very passive on B, expecting that one kill may funnel them off. If he's that far up, have the others fallen back? Is that why there's no further contact? Courtyard smoke to window. Not an easy smoke to throw, but it lands. That allows them to take top middle. They'll redeploy that as well, so Phelps can't see them working into connector. Talk out, needs to peek it. Doesn't actually elect to, he's just going to get back to safety. He'll set a crossfire with Cold. Phelps is sneaking in behind the noise, jumping down. Cold's gone. Phelps as well. Sonny heard it and was ready. Taco gets found on ticket. Great entrance from Mousesports.
Well, there we go. A 4-spy sword, 3 AKs, and Oscar is staying on the deagle, keeping his money strong. You see the bottom right now, he's got $3,400 still. He can definitely bring out the orb. They might be able to take Fallen out of his hands. They certainly will. Chris J nailed the shot, upgrade to the AWP, and that saved them a ton of cash. They've got themselves right back in this game now. SK will be clutching at straws. Phelps, $1,500. Taco, similar story for $2,800. Sonny, though, this was the kill that really solidified the round for them. Good smokes towards short. Rob snailing shots at the M4, and Fallen stuck between a rock and a hard place there, and CT Spawn could not do anything about it. Chris J takes him down, and they surely have to eco here. I'll take a tactical timer to discuss their play. They have a 4-spy with Fallen picking up a rifle. Same story to Cold's there. 3 of them were on pistols or UMPs. I would say a little partial buy here with some deagles and stuff would be about as good as it gets. 27 kills of Cold's era. At the very top, and then some. 10 above anyone on the Mouseboard side. Fallen getting more stuck into the second half. He had 4 kills here so far, but still not the kind of performance we're used to seeing from him. I thought he'd come to life in the CT orb.
As did I, to be completely honest. What a chance for Mousesports to go 2-0. So quick cat smoke again. Pistols only for the CTs. How do they position? Seemingly with Taco at the apartments and Cold to support. Furs also leading off toward B as well. Robs already has Phelps down, and Oscar hits Taco jumping. Great opening sequence already. Map is their oyster at this point in time. 3 defense left, 2 bomb sites to choose from. They'll take B, and Sonny's got 2 of the 3 kills. So 11-11, Henry. That's our scoreline.
It is. We seem to cast a lot of these, and it will be Fallen and left in a 5 versus 1. Not really much you can do about this one, I'm afraid. I'll have the CZ in hand, and just a matter of time before he goes down. Clean round for Mousesports. I'm liking the way they're playing CS right now. What did you have to, Matt? Who did you predict to win this one in your official predictions? Was it SK or Mousesports?
I had SK.
Oof.
You had Mousesports.
I did.
Aren't you a genius?
I was believing today.
Just rub it in. It's fine.
Believing. Well, this was a fully
Believing. I know you listen to Justin. You tell me all the time that you love Justin Bieber. Anders tells me he loves Justin Trudeau. I'm thinking I'm going to switch my name to Justin so I can be a Canadian Justin you guys would both love. But right now, neither of you love me, so it's fine.
Okay, well, back to the game perhaps? No, back stay on Justin Bieber. It will be UMP's M4 is a real difficult buy, but I like this boost. This is a really cool one. You can actually catch out. He's crossing over just like that. He nails the shot. Sonny didn't see it coming. That's a really cool boost from time to time. A little bit scary with the underpass being exposed, but now Fallen looking like he's got his confidence back so far. Great shot, takes down Chris J. Good move in there. Didn't expect him to be in that sort of position. 5 on 3. And Sports can still bring this back, but what an uphill battle will it be.
Stico's going to check all angles. Remember that Cold was caught off here last time, but he'll set and ready. Throws the deep smoke toward jungle. 2 men down this early, minute 8, and they're just setting up to go back toward A. Good start SK therefore. Fallen certainly had to do something eventually, especially with the op and they're down onto 2 SMGs. Oscar's still searching towards CT for where Phelps is playing this time, so Fallen's completely changing his position.
I'm kind of thinking this is still workable for Mousesports. They take down Fallen and CT spawn, all bets are off. They can actually do something with this. Bombs down now. the retake begins, there's a lack of utility on the CT side. There's actually not a single kit here, man. This could actually fall apart.
Rops doesn't need to push this. He's looking for information. Phelps is still on his right side. Question is who finds the other first, who gets impatient. Soon, Rops does go down. Phelps has him with the UMP. Now Sticko's left inside the sandwich. 5 versus 2. This has to go SK's way. Especially on Mirage, they're so good at retakes on this. Fallen will sacrifice himself, no problem, they'll grab his op. 12-11 SK.
If they find Phelps and CD spawn there and have control of that area, I think it's a different story. Rob's, though, obviously such a difficult position to be in. You're being completely pincered on every single angle. They have no control of any of the key areas of the map there. They get towards CD spawn, I think they have a real chance now, 5-on-3. But they get the bomb down, they keep the money strong, but SK will take the lead, 12-11. Still anyone's game here. It's been fascinating how back and forth it's been. No one able to run away with it whatsoever. It's a week in SK Gaming without bolts here, but still fighting strong here today, especially coldzera. Double AWP setup now for the SK side, 2 AK-47s as well. I'm sure you're all aware by now. It's very beneficial to have the AKs on the CT side. You can take more aggressive angles, go for more faster, audacious plays, and able to have that one-tap potential that the M4 doesn't have. Flashbang from Sticko, just to push back any aggression from the CTs there. Sunny sits in the smoke for now, waits for the window to be smoked out so he can drop down. And it'll work towards the connector.
So I need to check short. Consistent issue previously in the first half. Fur already up on top of the cinders as well, making sure no one's going to get toward the ladder. Gets sprayed and burned. The Molotov goes through to the vent, and he just happens to be inside of it still as it spills down on his position. Good first pick, therefore, for Mouse Sports.
Very good pick. Once again, going towards that connector, but Fallen, like I said, started to show up on the CT side with the AWP. Almost towards the spawn position, but he has got Chris J encroaching on that area. Oscar now surely goes down to Phelps, has been spotted, and oh, that's an absolute blunder. They've let Phelps out. They thought the smoke was going to last a little bit longer, and they might have thrown away the round there and then. Great work by Phelps. Struck at the right opportunity. coldzera coming in with that secondary AWP. He has now full control of the bomb. Robs cannot win this round. Stuck in towards Shadow. Not really much he can do at all here. If he finds one kill, I'll be impressed. They can just watch that bomb and they don't have to move at all. They've got him locked in at A ramp, jungle, and CD spawn.
Yeah. Taco gets it.
They know that's a big round. That's why they're getting fired up right now.
Even in Portuguese, they yell, "Nice!"
Yeah, exactly. You have to. It's one of the rules here. Money not broken just yet for Mouse Sports, but we're getting there. Phelps, this is the play that saved the round. Absolute blunder from Mouse Sports to overlook that position. The smoke is not a force field, and it was dissipating at that point as well. Didn't watch it, and he comes through and manages to shut it down by himself. And this will be a tactical timeout for Mouse Sports. Indeed it is. So what have they got? They will be buying. Oscar's already bought the AK. Same story for Sunny. A decent utility here. Like I said, this will be the final buy they have. And maybe even the game, the lose this round, they'll be down 14-11. They'll take their time. The coach behind them, discussing the options, assisting the in-game leader, Jay, of course. Orbs out for Oscar. He dropped an AK for a teammate. They have got 4 smokes, flashbangs and molotovs. And we'll get into this one. 18 kills for Oscar. He has slowed down in the second half. Fallen catching him up. 10 kills for him.
Fallen coming alive late, up to 10 kills now. Phelps, by the way, on 13, certainly a part of this game. I still haven't had any indication as to how they've re-implemented him, if they've gone back to their old style. I know this map, CT side, he used to enjoy pushing quite a bit, but I haven't seen as much from him. And speaking of pushing, it's going to be Fur instead this time. Phelps does spot them dropping out, very passive from CT stairs. It's always toward A.
But SK are happy for them to have the bomb set. They're very good at the retakes. You pointed out earlier. Sticko now got his work cut out from the other players in front. Nails the first, but good trade from Phelps.
Yeah, Phelps had to slide out on that, even though he was worried about Firebox. And in fact, he does follow it up by getting Chris J, which means they have to commit to the plant. Sonny at least gets cold. So they've got the advantage again. Rops will sit behind the entrance point from CT, but Fur's behind. He won't be able to spot Rops from that position. He's still safe behind triple. That makes it interesting for them. More so, look at the rotation coming around right now from Sunny. He's going to swing all the way to jungle, Rops down. They won't know that he's here yet, though. I think Fur's going to realize he's got to be toward connector at the very least, because he's already looking that direction.
Wow.
Good read from Fur.
Yeah, great stuff there. Well played, Fur. Very good awareness, good flank, 3 kills in total. He is playing an absolute blinder here in the second half. 14-11, the bomb goes down. The loss bonus is at 3rd stage, but money is really on the brink. Now Sports probably will buy into this one. They can't allow SK to have match point this early on. What's the play? Not taking a pause, they haven't bought yet. Going for the partial buy. All things considered, it's probably the best bet. They've gone Sunny with the AK-47. The rest of them saving the money around the 2k mark, maybe a little bit less than that. It's actually quite a heavy investment, trying to do what they can to win this round, but Fur, he is not going to allow it. He's going to find Stick at the very top. Of course he does. Wall bangs him through the boxes there. Smokes will come in, and they have to go with this one. They have no positioning on the map whatsoever. Running for a smoke and hope for the best here.
Chris to push through. Cold still behind the smoke at the top of the stairs. We'll know that they're trying to get in, but won't be able to get the information as to where they are exactly. He'll be comfortable sitting back and waiting for his teammates to rotate around to the perimeter. So mid-side smoke protects Chris, and Phelps doesn't want to commit to it either because he knows his teammates don't have any vision to trade. So retake again. A lot of bomb plants therefore from Mouse Sports, keeping their economy somewhat intact. Obviously not quite enough for this round, but Rop's good shot. Still make it interesting, unfortunately. I don't think there's much more in it. As Oscar slides out, SK pick up round 15, 1 to go, and they'll be 2-0 for their 6th straight major.
Luckily, Mouse Sports do get the bomb down there. With the money they save, they definitely have a full buy, but it's to take 4 rounds in a row. They hit bomb sites where they've focused most of their efforts. I don't think Mouse have really headed toward the B side at all so far. Lots of mid splits, lots of A executions. No real pressure in the B site to speak of. Maybe that's a bit of a problem on their side. It will be though. The AKs, the AWP of Oscar, Sticko, and Sunny will stick together with the Galil. Oscar's going very quickly here, trying to find Cold Zera. Does he push through the smoke? Of course he does. He's going to get down there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another Cold's also there, so Taco gone. Cold's able to recover.
It's a brave move by Oscar. Looked very flashy, but does find a 4-on-4. I would say technically favours the T's, but with no utility at all. Well, they got a couple of smokes, I guess, so they should be fine. But Chris J makes his way in connector, making a lot of noise. He'll smoke the jungle and remove Fur, at least for now. But the smoke's never stopped him before.
Fur's going to sneak in behind the smoke. He knows they've all gone by. He's lost his teammate, but he's got a lineup. Can't get the kill. Damage done, but that's not good enough. 4 versus 2. Damage to Chris, significant. But they've got bomb down, and they've got the site to work with. Fallen sneaking back around the WP. Good shot for Chris. Oh! Follows it up. He knew Sunny was there. Couldn't quite get the angle in time. As Sunny gets beat by an AWP. Now it's all level. And it's Cold and Fallen. Imagine having those two try and clutch against you to retake a site. Sticko catches Fallen off. Bit unorthodox to still be sitting reverse side of the default box. But Cold's been impressive. Quiet most recently with 31 kills, but Sticko's going to shut him down, and that means we've got a few more rounds on the cards. Money for SK is still significant, though. They'll be able to buy into this.
Oh, absolutely. Fallen, I thought that was enough there. Some glimmers of greatness there from him. Great shot in the first player jumping in CT spawn. Nails the second, but Sticko holds strong. This was the shot I'm talking about. Spots him over the top. Bang! Plucks him out of the air. Takes Sunny down as well. Should have traded that one, Sunny, but can't be Fallen sometimes. 15-12. 3 in a row now. They can win this one. There's no money actually available for SK, and then there's a real chance it could happen. Fur once again in the underpass, pushing all the way through. Chris J ready, but doesn't matter if you're ready. Fur is one of the absolute best players in that position. Takes Chris J down, even when he knows he's coming. He can't stop him.
Sunny's going to hold off, though, because of the smokes, because of the flash. They're able to get the CT back through connector. So Fur's able to rotate off of it. 34 HP, good exchange, and good escape as well. 3 still in mid, though, for Mouse Sports. Sunny will confirm that the other pass is clear because he didn't see Fur get away, so where else could he have gone? Can't well on the thought. They've got to get toward the A site. 3 inside of it. Phelpson for aggressive stance. Fallen, wrecked by Sunny though, because no one's watching Connector. They're all forward in the site, but no one's got their eyes that direction. Taco may be able to pull it back if it will. Sunny, back turned. Look for a second, he might lose the exchange. Rops trades off of Phelps. Rops takes Taco as well. 2 versus 2 yet again, but no one knows. The first of the site, he's missed the shot, he's missed the chance, but the AWP up close has absolutely no answer for it. 1 versus 1 for the game. Cold 0 up versus Rops, and Cold shows the young why he's still the best.
Well, there it is. SK Gaming make 2-0 once again at the major. Great performance from them. People are doubting their potential here without the addition of